Hi, it's Paris from EpicReviewsHome channel, and do you often get your hands on hundreds? I don't, I never carry hundreds, but once a month I do have to transfer some money from one bank to another, so then I do get to see hundreds, at least for a short time, and this is the first time I've seen the brand new ones. Kinda ugly actually, but they have a lot of anti-counterfeiting features, and they've actually even redesigned the back so that counterfeiters have to go to the trouble of redesigning all their plates if they are going to counterfeit hundreds. I also learned that $100 can actually be worth a lot more than $100 depending on the serial number, and this is something I'd never heard of before, but as a kid I collected coins and I knew which coins tended to be worth more, but I didn't realize with paper money that the serial number, if there's something unique about the pattern, can actually make the bill worth many times more than the face value of the paper money. Start with, in case you haven't run into the new bills, that's the new one on top here and the regular old 100 down below. You can see it's actually even a different color. It's no longer a greenback. The dye that they use in it is actually blue. That's what the front of them look like. And then, again, the new one's on top, the older style on the bottom. Here's what the new and old hundreds look like on the back. I think the most noticeable feature on the new bill is this kind of ugly blue stripe right up and down here. It's actually kind of like a hologram because, and I don't know if you'll see it here, if you tip it, it actually changes what you see. It's sort of like those kids' toys that when they look at it, little stickers, and when you change the angle of it, it looks like a cat's head poking down and then it's poking up with the mouth open. Well, it's not a cat head's on here, but that's a hologram type thing. You see it on the front, but it doesn't actually come through on the back. Now you notice over here, and this was on the previous bill, you've kind of got the ghost image of Benjamin Franklin. You can see if you hold it up to a light and tip it the right way. Also on the front here, you've got this ink pot that has inside of it a Liberty Bell. Again, you got to catch it just at the right angle. It's supposed to change from copper color to green color. There's some micro printing around the collar of Benjamin Franklin, around the edge of the quill here, and around the edge of the watermark. Very tiny, even with my reading glasses on, I have trouble making it out. So those aren't the things that the people at the store are going to look for. The one that I've seen them looking for, they have a new machine at my local supermarket where they actually slide the bill in and a little light comes on. I didn't know what they were looking at, but now that I have the bill, I know. It's actually a security strip. You need a little backlighting to see. It runs right up and down here and it says USA 100. But the unique thing about it is when it's exposed to ultraviolet light, it glows pink. And now I know at the supermarket that's what they were doing. They were sliding this in the machine that shone ultraviolet light on and seeing if it had that pink thread light up. On the back, they have a very large 100 now, which is certainly nice for the visually impaired. And then this building, on the old hundreds, they had the front of the building, now they have the back of the building, and I heard the reason they did that was just to force the counterfeiters to have to redo all their plates, not just the front plate. And the last feature I can't exactly show you, but I can tell you that I feel it, and it's right here. Benjamin Franklin's shoulder has texture now. There's raised printing there. If you rub your finger there and then you go to some other area, you can feel the difference. Now about how $100 can be worth more than $100, well, it's worth that to collectors. A regular person isn't going to give you more than $100 worth of value just because the numbers in the serial number have some unique pattern to them. But there's a whole field involved with this, and apparently if you have just the right serial number, your $100 bill, some collector might pay you $15,000 for it. Let me tell you about some of the more common patterns in case you want to check what you have in your pocket. Also, this doesn't apply only to hundreds, ones, fives, tens. It works with all of them, but because the 100 is such a large value to begin with, the effect of that serial number making it worth more is multiplied. Now here's the serial number. It's also repeated on this side of the bill. And the very simple things would be if it's all the same digits, 99999 or 11111 all the way across. Makes it worth much more than 100. If there is a pattern, if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or if there's a descending pattern, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and so forth. If it has a repeat of a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, that makes it a fancy bill that's worth additional money. If it's an anagram type number where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, you can read it same front to back. It's valuable. any kind of a repeating pattern, like the first 4 digits are 4444 and then the next 4 are 5555, that makes it valuable as well. Anything like that, a 1234 and a 1234. Also, low numbers just in and of themselves are valuable. If it starts 00000, 100 or anything less, basically the first 100 bills that were printed, then it qualifies as a fancy, unique bill. Also, the very high ones, if it's 9999999, basically the last 100 that are printed in the series, those are also considered valuable. Now, there's a website that explains all of these and actually has listings for people looking to buy, looking to sell, people who found one, would like to know who would buy it. I'll put a link to that down below this video in the description box if you're really interested in this. The coins I always had fun with, looking and trying to find an old coin, an odd coin, but it just seems like a lot of work to have to check the serial numbers of all the bills that you have. Not too much work though for people who work in banks. Apparently when a new bill comes out like this, a new 1, a 5, a 100, they apparently, if they're in the know, they'll go through when they get the new bills in, they'll actually look through them and see if they can find serial numbers that match these patterns that might be worth some multiple of the value of the bill. So you've got the bank tellers who may be looking through the new hundreds for the unique serial numbers and pulling them out, and of course, hopefully, taking their own $100 to put in its place. But some of these bills do get through to us regular people. So if you've grown weary of playing the lottery every week, spending $5 every week to pick out the numbers there, why not take the $5 bills that you're going to spend on that, go through and look at the serial numbers? You may have a better chance of hitting it big.